If you're like a lot of guys, you could probably think of a million things you'd rather be doing than shopping for clothes. Between the parking, the crowds at the mall, and the endless browsing and lack of advice online, it's enough to make you want to rock the same old jeans and t-shirts forever, but you can't. So let me tell you about Stitch Fix Men. They've reimagined how to find and buy clothes, and you never even have to leave the house. It is that easy, best friends. Just go to StitchFix.com, tell them your sizes, your favorite type of clothes, and how much you want to spend. Then your personal stylist gets to work hand-picking new clothes for you based on the style and budget. 5 items are delivered right to your door, you try them on at home, and you only pay for what you keep. Shipping is free both ways, so anything you don't want, just send it back, and exchanges are always free too. You can get your fix monthly, quarterly, or whenever you feel like it. There's no subscription required. It's easy, the shipping is free, so why wouldn't you give it a try? Get started now at StitchFix.com/Greggy, and you'll get an extra 25% off when you keep all 5 items in your box. That is StitchFix.com/Greggy to get started today. StitchFix.com/Greggy. Jen used this service, and she loved it. She used the woman's one, not the men's one. My wife is not a woman. Not that it would matter if she was. You know what? Just can we go to let's just do the show. So here's my next question then in that vein is the fact that when you're making your memoir stuff, are you worried any time about that being a turnoff to a Marvel, to a DC, to a big company? I mean, you put out a comic called The 9 Weirdest Dicks I've Sucked.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. It was awesome, but it was just like, huh. You're like you're alternative and you're rebelling, but then you're working for Marvel too.
Well, I mean, like I know we're supposed to be funny here, but let's
you can do whatever you want.
Well, no, but to get real, like I've had some pretty like low points in my life, and like, well, yeah, you're aware of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like if you come back from wanting to die, like nothing matters, and nothing scares me in a lot of ways. I say that and someone's gonna like hack my bank accounts now, but bank account singular. There's nothing to hack.
Take all the debt you want.
Yeah, you want that U.S. bank debit card? Go for it. All $70 are yours. But you know, I just don't care. You know what I mean? I've done everything I've wanted to do, and so everything now is kind of like gravy. And I've tried to do things to make people happy and to do myself sort of on terms of other people's expectations, and it's just miserable. I don't want to be that person. So like I will just be completely honest, and if it doesn't work, I walk away. Like I just walk. Like if it doesn't happen, then I stop doing comics, and that's okay. I've done a fuck ton of comics. Like what else is there to do? You know what I mean? Like I'm writing in the office that I want to write in. Like I don't have aspirations for anything else besides like just doing more of this and having fun. So, you know, no, I'm not like, I wasn't scared of it. I did think about it. I was like, why'd they hire me? Like, but at the end of the day, I try to be a respectful person when it comes to other people's toys and other people's sandboxes. And I've done a lot of licensing work, you know, and I understand where I fall with larger bureaucracies. So I think that's what makes me suitable, is like I can be me and I can go over there and do weird me things. And the nice aspect about big 2 shoppers is it's really hard to get them to go look at your creator-owned work. So like they don't even know half the time who I am and what I've been up to. And like someone said, I was like, they were like, you're a breakout. I was like, breakout? I've been at this since I was 15. Like, like it's my time. I'm like John Hamm, like famous after 30 or whatever.
You're making,
was he working a lot, or was he just working a few years before Mad Men? You would know.
He was working a lot from what I'm saying. Of course they would. He's a Mizzou grad, just like myself. MIZ. And then John's watching Home Alone 2.
You piqued my interest with this Dick book. What is it?
It's a book called The 9 Weirdest Dicks I Sucked. And do not, please, just out of courtesy to me, you can show the cover, but don't show the page.
Oh, I was going to show it to Tim.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I know. You can go buy it on SinaGrace.com?
Oh, yeah, my Big Cartel website is just myname.bigcartel.com. But it's, I was at Emerald City Comic Con one year, and we were just talking, like, I was talking about this one dick I sucked, and it was really a weird dick. And I drew it, and people were like, oh my God, I want to see a book of this. And then So I like went and made these like little zines using a sheet of paper, like for all you DIY kids out
It's a
there.
very good cover.
It's so inappropriate. But so I made this like little sort of. Originally, it was the 6 weirdest.
Oh, okay, but then you found 3 more.
Yeah, and there's a bonus one in there. As you
Yeah,
saw.
I know, but I don't want to. That's that's a thing.
Spoiler.
Exactly. I don't want to throw people off yet. I don't. Wanna,
But and here's the thing for anyone listening, we can't see the comments, which is probably for the better. It's a celebration. I think everything and everybody is weird, but these ones were just very peculiar in a funny way, in a fun way to draw. So yeah, I did that. The little zine, like I just kept selling out, and everyone in Artist Alley was like super digging it. Like all these people who I like was like, oh my god, like they're talking back to me. like I think I gave one to Babs Tar, and she was like, cool, and I was like, oh, Babs Tar just said cool. You know,
Sorry there.
I know.
We're big Babs fans.
Who isn't?
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
isn't actually?
Monsters. People who have no taste, I think, in art and comics and stuff like that.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah, fair. Okay, good.
Someone working at an Albertsons somewhere doesn't like her. And then yeah, and because of that, again, when that kind of reaction happens, or when you get that kind of response, you just sort of double down and do more of it. And then I did it as the zine you saw there, paid a month's rent in profits. Like, I'm really happy with it because it turns out pretty much everyone wants to buy it except for lesbians. Straight dudes want to buy it because they want to see if their dick is
Which
weird
weird
in
dick is theirs?
comparison.
No, these are weird dicks. There's some weird ass dicks in there. The one with the urethra pointing down or whatever. I was like, oh, what the hell is that?
Oh my god, I have a name. I know what that. I'll text you later. That's a
Clinical condition?
It's a disorder. I found out. There's just very peculiar things, or half circumcised, or so on and
couldn't
so
finish the
forth.
job.
Couldn't get the job done.
Half
Yeah,
circumcised.
No, that was actually the disorder, but it makes it look like.
Oh, now I feel like an asshole.
No, well, you know, I feel like an asshole for putting it in book form, but
Yeah, did you talk to any of
Calling
these
it
guys
weird.
about, hey, I want to put your dick in this book?
Or did you just name the dicks?
I changed the names.
Yeah.
What's sad and sort of makes me feel really, really bad about myself is, for the most part, like everything's a net positive representation of your weird wiener. And then there was one person whose wiener was just like bad weird. And he ordered the book online, and I was like, LOL, like, I'll just like, why'd you buy it? And he's like, oh, to support. And I was like, you didn't have to do that. I'll just give you a free one. And it was just like a whole thing. I was trying to like return his money and try to not give it to him. And then finally I just had to like suck it up and be like, well, he's about to find out that like he's got something that isn't necessarily anyone's cup of tea. It was just very... That was the one I felt really bad about, but I put it in the mail, and I was just like,
Never talk to you again.
yeah,
Did he ever talk to you? No.
No, he stopped talking to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll do
Oh,
it.
no.
That'll do
Yeah.
it. Seeing your dick in a weird
Yeah.
dick book. That's
People really like their dicks.
Yeah.
But one
They
of
don't want
them,
them
but one of them
insulted.
loves it. He's tickled. He's like, it's the greatest. He's like, I'm not gonna tell everyone, but I love telling my gay friends. Oh yeah, so gay men love the book for obvious reasons, and then straight women love the book because like they like finally get to talk about dicks with someone.
Sure, that was the thing. I was running my wife through all your work, and I'm like this and a little depressed one. I'm like, you've seen the art? I have it framed right there, and this, that, and the other. And she's like,
You
all right,
framed this
cool.
one?
And then she's like, and I'm like, you did this thing about dicks. She's like, what's the dick book? She's like, can I see the dick book? I'm like, God damn it, here you go.
See, yeah, I got to do a hardcover version, like a nice,
Do a nice coffee
prestige
table
format.
Yeah, yeah.
The 20 weirdest dicks. Well, and then also, like some, past tense bedfellows ordered it, wondering if they were in it, and I was like, what is weird about like being just like straightforward, circumcised in like 5 inches? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, and that's the reason why straight dudes like to look at it, because they just like, everyone assumes something's wrong with them.
We all want to feel like our dick's normal.
Yeah.
And this is the best way to look at the weird dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a normal dick. I don't think I'd make the book.
No.
No.
Which makes me sad.
You'd make the book.
just
You'd
want
make
The 9 most
in.
milquetoast dicks I've sucked.
Yeah.
They're all just very similar looking going on there. There it is.
This is great. This is perfect. Right after.
This is what I brought you in for. That's
I'm
what
okay
I
with it.
Okay, cool. Just
I'm
making
good.
sure. So here's the thing. So run me through where it all starts for you, because I want to talk. We're talking about the Dick Suck book. Then there's Self Obsessed, but then there's a bunch of other like autobiographical stuff you've done, right?
Yeah.
So did you always set off to do that? And like you even mentioned it in your show, which we'll have to talk about too. You know what I mean?
You make me sound so accomplished.
You fucking are. No, I mean, like, that's the thing of like why when I was like, I'm trying to pitch people, I'm like, well, he's doing Iceman now, but you worked at Skybound. You edited Invincible, right?
Yeah, I was Robert's editor on all of his books at the imprint.
Yeah. So, and like, because that was how I think it took forever for me to put it together as, you know, I'm reading comics, but I'm not paying too much attention to everything, right? And it was that I found Little Depressed Boy, and I'm reading that, right? And Struble writes it, you draw it.
Yes.
And I'm reading that, I'm enjoying that. And then it was like your name's so distinct that I finally was reading Walking Dead letters, and I noticed, oh, Sina. I'm like, wait, it is the same person or whatever. And I was like,
there can only be one in comics.
Apparently, yeah. And then, to see you go and start doing all, at least now that's on my, I'm looking for it, to see you put out Self-Obsessed, to see you make a YouTube show about Self-Obsessed, is like, there's so many, in what you're doing, there's so many reflections of what we do in terms of like, hey, we're going to do this thing, and we're going to make a bunch of different versions of it, and we're going to get it out to our audience, and we know there'll be an audience for it.
Yeah.
So
is there a question there?
Yeah. Well, sorry, I was setting it up why you're awesome. But then when you start off to do comics, where does that start? Like, how did you know as a kid you wanted to write or draw, or did you just want to be in comics and stuff?
I wanted to draw them as a kid. It's in it's in Self-Obsessed, the book too, my yearbook from 5th grade, when it has your career aspiration, like, everyone else said an astronaut. I said comic book illustrator.
Yeah. And you did it.
Nailed
it.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom.
Now I'm here. Now I'm here.
Kind of funny.
I'm upstairs. This is a big deal. We're upstairs.
You're above Comic Outpost Experience, who often has Iceman in the window.
Oh.
I've sent you photos before because I'm like, this is so cool.
That is cool. It's cool when I see my name, like when it's my full name on a Marvel thing. You're like, what?
Yeah.
That is
neat.
awesome.
This isn't
cool.
a book I self-published about Sarah Jessica Parker.
You're an editing. You're an editor at Skybound. What does that mean?
Loads of things for Image Comics type books, because you have to. It's kind of like a production manager for like film and TV. Like, you just have to make sure, or maybe production coordinator, or all of the above, but you have to make sure that everything's coming out on time, like that the artist is getting the script with enough time to draw the script, with enough time to give it to the colorist. Then you have to like make sure there are no problems with anything the whole way through, like not just typos, but like that the files are being submitted properly. And then for some books, I would have to do some like low-key formatting to get to different people. Like on Walking Dead, I would take Charlie's art and put it on the right template, and then get that to Cliff Rathburn, who would then upload the entire book, and do all the gray tones. And then Russ Wooten would do lettering over those files. But like, you would have to make sure, because weird little things happen when you're on deadline. Like, people rush, and sometimes like something doesn't get rendered, and it can get real close to the finish line with like that there, and you're like, oh shit, that panel has no grayscale, like, or gray washes, and so you have to do that. You have to make sure everything's turned in correctly. You have to check for continuity. You have to do the letters columns. You also have to like prep your materials for sort of like the convention cycle. Walking Dead 100 was maybe like the pride and joy of working there, just because it had like 17,000 covers. One of them was lenticular or whatever, the old school. And at the time, people weren't really doing that. So like when Robert brought it up, we had to like find a company that could make these things. And then you had to turn that file, like it's just so much coordinating. Then when you're adding a printer that is not your go-to printer to get those things to your printer, like, and then on top of that, we decided we wanted it out for Comic-Con. And so then we had to like change the shipping schedule so the book came out once every 21 days, which is breakneck, especially considering your boss has like a million other jobs on a pretty successful TV show. So that's kind of the thing, is like minding all of that and staying on top of it.
That doesn't sound fun.
No, my stomach's churning thinking about
comics
it.
Comics sound like they're supposed to be fun.
Comics.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like that side of it. It's fun, and it taught me a lot. And it taught me how to like respect everyone.
Yeah.
Including production artists who you always have to be nice to like the person last in line, because they're the ones that always get shit on and have to turn things around in like 20 minutes, or you're like, oh hey, like can you like letter this whole book in like an hour? Not that bad, but you have to So you have to mind these people and find out what they're working on too. Like Russ Wooten is not just lettering Robert books, so it's like you'd have to be like, oh, what else do you have on your plate this week? Because we're gonna get you Walking Dead number blah 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 Wednesday afternoon, and So yeah, that's kind of what it is. Did that answer your? Did that?
Oh, absolutely.
For an editor,
Did that give you cramps? Mm-hmm. Good.
So when did you start at Skybound?
2010, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
2010 to like 2013.
Okay.
And then I pieced out.
So they had already been going a while. Things were already.
No, I was the first employee of Skybound.
Okay.
Robert had been doing like that's what had happened was the show was in production, and Robert was about to get super busy, and so they were like, Robert should be working on these things, not like letters columns and balloon placements and reading through all the fan mail. Like, let's hire someone else to do that, because Robert was super hands-on up until I came along, and then things got so big that he had to start sort of letting other
delegating,
people. Yeah. And again, as long as like, it's really just to make sure that like the thing that matters the most is getting his 100% attention, which is the writing, and like that's what's wonderful is that he's like such a great leader because he always does his work, and you can't not do your work because he's doing his work. So he's a hard worker. You're a hard worker, Robert. I know you don't like Bob. I'm like still like,
sorry, sir.
Sorry.
Shuffle your papers, run away.
No.
I still, whenever he responds to a tweet, I'm always like, and I'm like, oh, I've hung out with you before. But yeah, it's still cool to see
do you like it? Are you like,
oh yeah, of course I like it. You kidding me? Yeah, screenshot it, put it in a photo album at home.
Do you text him? You're like,
no, we're not that close for sure. He knows that I'm borderline stalkerish about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to get in there. He knows I have too many Invincible questions. I take it as a personal favor that there's an Invincible movie kind of happening.
You don't think you have just enough Invincible questions?
No, I got too many.
Because Invincible's my favorite of his stuff.
Yes.
You didn't know
awesome.
that?
No?
I told him that.
Yeah?
I tell everyone that.
Is that why he fired your ass? Get you out of there?
He fired my ass by me voluntarily leaving, and giving him all the amount of time to not hate me for leaving. No, I love Invincible. Invincible, I still read.
So
like Walking Dead, I needed a break. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm
what,
zombied
after
out.
Coming out of it, or just in general lately?
Coming out of it.
Okay.
Coming out of it. Although I'd imagine, I wonder what it's like now. Are you feeling fatigue? Like
I'm caught up on it, and Walking Dead's always been more fun to read in batches.
Yeah.
I just mean the entire like franchise. Like, are you doing the show,
I'm over the
Fear,
show.
and Talking?
You're over the show? You
I'm
haven't
over the
watched
show.
the last season?
Season 7, halfway through.
You watched the first episode?
I watched
Oh,
3
halfway
episodes,
through.
4
Yeah.
episodes, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, I watched the first episode. I was like, I don't know if I could do this for at least a little while. I gotta wait
the
and let
trailer for
everything-
season 8, I'm like, all right, you might get me back, but as of now, I'm like, I can't. But I'm still in the book. The book is still really, really good.
All in on the book. All in on the book. I'm running down me now.
Oh, yes,
All in on the book. Walking Dead, the TV show. When they came back from mid-season break, I watched all the first half. Came back from mid-season break this last season. No one notified me of it, and so I missed the first 3. And then it was like, oh, I got 3 hours on my DVR, and I couldn't. And I finally
You have a DVR?
Well, yeah, the Xfinity box.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And then I was like, fuck it, and I just jumped in towards the end or whatever to catch the few and
You just
How
like
do you do that?
because like
seems
we've
terrible.
read it, we know what
But
happens.
It's different. It's a different world.
I catch up enough or whatever. I'm looking forward to seeing season 8. The trailer was great. Fear the Walking Dead, I can't do.
Gotcha.
Fear the
Oh,
Walking Dead's like a bridge too far.
Fear lost me. It was the season 2 premiere. We watched at your house.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't.
Yeah, because that was the thing where season 1, I was like, all right, this is actually better than I thought it was going to be. All right. And then season 2 was like, we're on a boat.
Season
I'm like,
1,
all right.
it was 6 episodes, if I remember correctly. The first 3 were so awesome. And it was like, this is what this show was promised to be. It's the outbreak, like as it's happening in a different place, different time, different everything. Then the last 3 episodes happen. I'm like, oh, this is just Walking Dead.
And now it's just the Walking Dead.
And they
yeah.
skipped a whole bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, there was a time jump. Well, why you get a time jump after 3 episodes?
Yeah, no.
Then what's interesting is that this is different than before.
Well, that's what I
and
kept
the
saying. I'll
chaos.
say it again, and you can go tell people about this one day. All right, you get Bob on the phone eventually. What they should have done, and I know him and AMC are, but you get him on the phone one day about it. What they should have done was that it should have been Fear the Walking Dead LA, and then season 2 should have been Fear the Walking Dead Chicago, and it should have been that every time it's the outbreak happening.
You
what
want
it's
it
like
Or
like
to
at a
watch it.
different
series.
place.
Yeah.
Different time period, jump around.
Because now that we're through it and these people are just surviving or whatever, it's like, well, I already got that. I already
Walking
have that.
Dead?
I don't
Yeah.
need that. I don't need to see that again.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to just be like impartial. I'm like, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Because I remembered watching the season 5 premiere and being like, I need a break. I'm good. I'm real tired. I can't deal with zombies right now.
Yeah, I understand that. Thanks for watching the Game Over Greggy Show. Click here to go to our Patreon page. Click down there to subscribe. Click closer to me to go over and check out Sina's show. Why not, huh? And then click down there to go check out Cooking with Greggy, the trailer. The playlist. We'll put the playlist there.